Hello again, this is Hubris, and this is a gameplay video for the new custom map, Master Commander. My first video, if you've seen it, was more of an introduction tutorial video for the map. I was playing while I was talking pretty exasperatedly, but this is going to be a gameplay video of a previously recorded game I played with Gomos, who's been a lot of help in testing the game and video recordings. Also want to give another thanks to I Give Up, because he's also helped with more recordings again, which I might decide to post later as well. So this time I'm gonna get right into commentating on the game. Commentary of the game. So these are our first turns, several turns. We're kind of positioning our guys using pre-buffs. You'll notice here is he's gonna run up his Soul Reaver up to the middle of the map and try to get some extra damage. Initial damage for strikes on my guy, but you'll see later probably that'll be kind of a mistake. So I'm moving up my gorilla, hit and run gorilla. He has a lot of abilities. He's a pretty versatile unit, so he just slowed and disarmed the Soul Reaver, so it can't act its next turn, and its speed is slowed. I'm gonna come up with the utility bot, shield my guys, and then put on a amplified damage dot, which kind of looks like the Necromancer D2 curse, which just amplifies damage by I think 15%, so maybe 16% right now. So all damage done to the Reaver is going to be increased by a pretty good chunk, and you'll see he's right in the middle of the map right now. So we'll see how that goes. He just buffed all his units with his Queen, increased their movement for the next turn, and the damage they all reduces the damage they'll take by 10%. Just a battleground wide buff. Launched a couple of infested Terrans to my utility bot, a squishy thing. It's kind of a strategy some guys like to use. They launch long range abilities at squishy targets across the map, like the infested Terrans. But right now, I just casted a Psystorm that's about to hit both of his units because it just clumped them both up kind of in the middle of the map. You can see on the right side his 3 units are kind of clumped up there too. I don't think I could have reached him, but if I could have Psystormed all 3 of them. And I decided to start unloading on this Soul Reaver by launching my own Vessel Marines. And there goes the Psystorm. He's already almost at half health right now, but he's gonna surprise me with his big Carnalisk. He's actually gonna. I thought he was gonna jump my warrior there, but he's actually not. He's jumping my utility bot all the way in back, which he shouldn't have been able to do because the range is actually shorter. But I actually fixed that. And so he's coming up. This is kind of the mistakes he's making. The way the game plays is you have to really be mindful of your positioning and every move you make maximizing each ability's effectiveness. So that was a pretty good move, and that was too. So what he just did was he just put used the best, probably most highly damaging ability in the game with the grenades on the 2 units. He put a dot on the 2 units, which does a lot of damage over time, and since it's on 2 units, it probably does more than a lot of other abilities per action point. But you see now, all of his units, 4 of his guys, are clumped up right in the middle there, all together, and the Soul Reaver is pretty helpless at the moment because he kind of overextended himself, and he got killed pretty quick right off the bat. He frankly just walked way too far into the middle when he should have kind of stayed back and pre-buffed himself instead of just running in and attacking. He needed to position his guys. So if you see now, my guys are kind of like an arc. I have my warrior in the middle, but he's pretty tough, and then all my ranged guys are kind of in this arc around his guys. Wow, he's just gonna pack in all 4 of his remaining units kind of into this little clumped area. So like Day 9's favorite shape, the crescent or the arc. What does he call it? Yeah, the arc, the crescent. Concave, that's it. So I have a little concave going on his clumped up units in the middle, and I'm going to proceed to just AoE his units from here on and kind of focus fire when I need to. But Gomos is actually really good. He's one of the best people that I've found to play the game. The previous game before this, he actually beat me. The previous game, instead of running his Soul Reaver in the middle, he actually moved it to the left and around my guys and kind of flanked my guys on the left. He flanked it, or almost flanked him, but he got a much better spread of units, and he was able to kind of leverage his position. And most games go 5 vs 5, then 4 vs 4, then 3 vs 3, then 2 vs 2, then 1 vs 1. And that last game actually did. I wasn't recording it though, unfortunately, and it was just a bit long. But it was a pretty good game that he actually beat me, and I rarely lose because, you know, it's my own game. I made it, so I know how to play it more than anyone else. But yeah, you'll continue to see fairly soon that the positioning is really important. See, he kind of locked himself away from my utility bot, and if he didn't do that, he could have actually killed him, and the utility bot would have died that turn when the Carnalist jumped on him. But instead, he gets an extra turn because he wasn't able to finish him off. So I get a slight couple more actions, put up a shield, do an attack, and run away. So it's his Queen's turn now. Queen is mostly a support unit, healer, buffer, and it actually does. It's actually has a bigger variety. He can do some pretty strong attacks too. So he had to use the Worm Food. That's actually a base ability from this base that he has on his right from the Hive. It's like a finishing move. It can be used on any unit, any enemy unit with less than 100 health. So he just finished off my utility bot, but it costs minerals. That's the downside of all the base abilities. So I finished it off, and it's 4 vs 4 again. And he could possibly, he's not in that bad of a shape even though he already lost his Soul Reaver. It's still 4 vs 4. One of his guys is getting kind of low, but the real mistake comes fairly soon. It's his Brain Bug's turn right now. Brain Bug, so mentioned because it can neural parasite. It's like the Starship Trooper, the movie Brain Bug. It looks just like it. But so he moved him right in. All 4 of his guys are right there, all together. And as I said before, positioning is incredibly important in the game. One of the most important things. So I use a base ability on the Nexus. Summon a Photon Cannon, does some damage, and it can be used as a pathing blocker to kind of trap guys or whatever. I didn't put it in a very good position there, but could have placed it better. But it'll do its job pretty soon. So I just cast a Psystorm on 3 of those units and Fungal Growth. And Fungal Growth is the hardest hitting non-mineral costing ability. Not hardest hitting. And his Carnalist died from a dot. And all those, my Psystorm just went off, so he's down to 3, and those 3 remaining units are all at about half health because they've just been clumped and getting hit by AoEs the whole time, while 2 of my guys are untouched, basically. But yeah, I was saying about Fungal Growth. As long as you hit like more than 1 unit, it's probably the hardest hitting ability because it's a damage over time effect and it's an AoE effect at the same time. Hardest hitting non-mineral costing ability, I should say. Abilities that cost minerals just like that. What is it called? Called to support our troops. Just like that, or presence. That the commando just used. That's a very hard hit. That hits really hard. If there's like 3 guys around, at least, or even 2 guys, it does a pretty good amount of damage. So we just finished off my guy with that Queen because the Queen is pretty good offensive capabilities. That's when you should use an attack on the Queen, when you're about to finish off a guy or when there's nothing to heal really or nothing to buff. So, but it dies to my Photon Cannon and the dots that I had on it, the Fungal Growth and the I think something else. Maybe not. Maybe just the Fungal Growth and the heavy damage that it had before. So it's 3 vs 2, but 2 of my guys are still untouched. and both of his guys are at about 2/3 health, and both of them are about to have just massive dots on them. And when there's less units, dots do more damage, kind of, because how the system works. It's not, they don't exactly take more damage, but since there's more time in between actual turns, then it seems like dots kind of do more damage. You can see them all ticking away. They both have, I'm showing you right there, they both have the 2 strongest hitting dots in the game on them, and so they're just gonna melt away soon with a little bit of extra taps, and it's gonna continue for a bit more. Yeah, he's saying I got him, but he beat me the last time though, which was actually a really good game. Wish I recorded it like I said earlier, but sorry I didn't. Would have been impressive. But yeah, so he's gonna try to finish off my gorilla, but I'm not gonna let him. So I guess I'm gonna go into general stuff as this finishes up. You can see the dots continuing to tick. They're actually stacked on top of each other, so it's really doing a lot of damage. But so I'm gonna talk about some miscellaneous things right now. One of the complaints that I got from earlier players in this game is that it takes too long, but this is a 20-second game. This is the purpose of the video, to kind of show a faster paced game. This is a 20-second turn duration game, and this one's over in 8 minutes. Usually 20-second games go from 10 to 12 minutes, about. But which isn't too long. Some can last longer, some can be shorter, like this one. But it's about the average time. If like 1 or 2 players both get a bunch of support units and healers and damage mitigators, then yeah, then games can take up to probably 20 minutes even at a 20-second turn duration. But that all depends on exactly what happens. People decide to go offensive or defensive or whatnot. So the other biggest suggestion was that I have more than 2 players in the game. That's gonna come later. Right now I kind of want to get a couple more classes in and another battleground in, and putting in more than 2 players to have like a 2 versus 2, which will be in it, or more than 1 fight going on at the same time. I'm not gonna have a free for all. That'll be kind of weird. But to have like 2 games, 2 or 3 or 4 games going on at the same time, it's gonna take a lot of trigger working. I'm gonna have to, some of the triggers are kind of prepared for it, but most of them aren't. So I'm gonna have to prepare and fix all those before I can actually add more battles to go on at the same time. But that will come in the future. I don't know exactly how long, but it'll be here. So anything else? Any other updates? I'm gonna be constantly, like I said in the last game, I'm constantly updating and balancing. This was the second battlefield. You saw the laboratory. The first one was the power plant. There's a third one in right now called the arena, which is a 6 versus 6 map, which can last longer. But I wanted to test out the 6 versus 6 format compared to the 5 versus 5 and see how much the balance was different, and see if I could kind of work in both choices into the game. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this game. Hope you got a taste for how more competitive the game could be like. It can get way quicker and way faster than this. Like I said before, games go 5 versus 5, then 4 versus 4, and 3 versus 3, 1 versus 1, or 2 versus 2, 1 versus 1, all the way down to the wire, down to the last few hits they can get down to. So hope you liked the video. Hope you try the game out. Hope you enjoy it. And I'll probably post some other videos later. Thanks for watching.